There are moments in life where silence becomes deafening. You pray, and nothing happens. You cry, and no one seems to hear. You try to move forward, but it feels like everything's against you. And in that silence, the enemy whispers, "You've been forgotten. God has left you. You're not chosen." But let me tell you something, the enemy never wants you to realize. God's silence is never his absence. Just because you can't hear him doesn't mean he isn't working. Just because you can see the way dose and tea mean he already made one. He's not ignoring you, he's preparing you. Remember the story of Joseph, betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, wrongly imprisoned. It looked like his life was falling apart, but in reality, God was setting the stage for a future he couldn't yet see. Because God doesn't just bless us, he builds us, he trains us in silence, he grows us in stillness, and he prepares us in hiddenness. So if you feel forgotten, you're being positioned. You're not being buried, you're being planted. And when the time is right, you will bloom. Have you ever been in a season where you're doing everything right? You're praying, you're trying to stay strong, you're holding on to hope, but nothing's changing. The healing hasn't come, the job didn't work out, the relationship still hurts, the anxiety hasn't left, and inside, you wonder, if God is with me, why does it still feel so dark? But here's a truth that doesn't change with emotions. God doesn't abandon his children in the middle of the process. Just because you can't see the full picture yet doesn't mean he's not already painting it. Think about this. When a seed is buried, it looks like it's been forgotten. It's hidden, covered, but in that dark soil, something powerful is happening. Roots are taking hold. Life is forming. Change is coming. In the same way, God is working in your hidden season. He hasn't forgotten you. He's preparing you. That delay, it's not denial. That silence, it's not abandonment. That pain, it's not the end. It's the beginning of something deeper. God is shaping your character before he reveals your calling. He's building your endurance before he releases the blessing. You are being developed in private so you can be trusted in public. So don't give up now. You may not see it yet, but the story God is writing for you is more beautiful than you ever dreamed. Just wait. Hold on. You are not forgotten. You've fallen short. You've made mistakes you swore you'd never make. And now you wonder, will God still want me? The guilt is heavy. The shame feels unbearable. And part of you believes that maybe you've disqualified yourself. But here's what you must hear today. God doesn't use perfect people. He redeems broken ones. David committed adultery and murder. Peter denied Jesus 3 times. Paul persecuted Christians before he became one. And still, God used them mightily. Because our mistakes don't shock God. He saw them before we made them, and he still chose us. He's not done with you because of your past. He plans to use it to heal others. What the enemy meant to shame you, God will use to strengthen you. What once made you hide, God will use to shine his light. So come back, repent, return, not to religion, but to your Father. His arms are still open, the cross still covers, and grace still flows, because Jesus didn't die for the perfect version of you. He died for the broken one, the real one, and that means you are still wanted, still chosen, still loved. Waiting is hard, especially when the world screams, hurry up, be successful now, but God's kingdom doesn't operate on our schedule. He's not late, he's intentional. Every second of waiting is a second of preparation. While you're waiting, God is strengthening your foundation, deepening your trust, clearing the path, removing distractions. You may not see it yet, but delay is not denial. Sarah waited decades for a child. Moses waited 40 years in the desert. Jesus waited 30 years before his public ministry. But in the waiting, purpose was forged, because God is more interested in building you than in impressing others. He is not just preparing the blessing for you, he is preparing you for the blessing. So stop comparing your timeline. Stop rushing the process. Stop doubting his plan. Because when God says, now, no one can stop what he has set in motion. You're not behind. You're right on schedule. Wait, won't. Pray deep. Trust fully. God's timing is perfect. Pain has a way of making us question everything. Where are you, God? Why would you allow this? Do you still care? We often think if God truly loved us, he'd shield us from the storm. But sometimes, the storm is where we meet him. Not in the comfort, but in the chaos. Not in the answers, but in the tears. Not in the clarity, but in the confusion. He was there when you were crying alone in your room. He was there when the relationship ended. He was there when the prayers went unanswered. And he's still here now. Your pain is not proof of God's absence. It's an opportunity to discover his closeness. He weeps with you. He walks with you. And he whispers in the dark, I never left you. Not for a moment. Not for a breath. Not even when you doubted. He was there. He is here. And he always will be. So whatever you're facing today, know this. You're not alone. He's holding you. He's loving you. And even if you feel broken, even if life has cracked your soul wide open, that's where his light will shine the brightest. Because the God who walks on water still walks into our storms. He is not waiting for you to be strong. He is coming to meet you in your weakness, and he's never letting go.